Jenny. My next afternoon, ladies. Got a counter protester over there. Guy in the gray, he's arguing with him. What's crazy is that it wasn't windy like this until just now. It's not really that cold, it's just super windy. Good afternoon, everybody. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe and hit the like button. The wind is going crazy. The wind is like insane. Yeah, I got on a rain jacket, an umbrella. Still not doing a great job, but yeah, it's still not doing a good job of keeping me dry, but at least my book bag and everything in the book bag is okay.
escalation of this genocide that 81 people were slaughtered today. Hey, the drugs being made for that effort are made here, in this Navy Yard. And this Navy Yard is our land. This is public land. And the city has allowed war criminals named Easy Ariel and Cry Precision to manufacture equipment to murder children. Hundreds of children. Every week that we are here, we are demanding a very simple demand. We want justice to say how! We want justice to say how! Decision now! We want justice to say how! What do we do?
didn't know if you were going to be here. I think I had your hat from when you were arrested earlier.
I think so. Because we found a black bucket hat with a Nike logo on it.
I thought they stole
And
it.
he just said, keep saying that's David's hat. Next time I see you, bring it.
Thank you.
I don't. It's safe for
Appreciate
you, buddy.
that. I thought they stole it. That would have been the first time.
You know what's happening? I want to let that take that shit. I got you. See you, buddy.
kids did you kill today?
Everybody like and subscribe. Hit the like, follow, and subscribe.
All
Everybody like, follow, and subscribe. Like, follow, and subscribe. Everybody hit the like and subscribe. Everybody like, follow, and subscribe. Like, follow, subscribe. Everybody hit the follow, the subscribe, and the like button. Follow, like, subscribe. Everybody hit the follow, like, and subscribe button. Follow, like, and subscribe.
We don't have to teach them between right and wrong. They know. That's right. These children have the bravery and the audacity to believe what many don't. That there is a future worth fighting for, and that future necessitates an end to the genocidal war machine. Together, we are going to build a world without bombs. I believe that. Do you believe that? So, we want to say today, starve the system, feed the people. So when I say starve the system, you say, feed the people. Starve the system, feed the people. Starve the system, feed the people. Starve the system, feed the people. Free Palestine.
I don't need anybody to time anybody out. I don't need anyone to time anyone out. If you time anybody out, I'm gonna have to remove you as a mod. I don't need anyone to time anyone out. Everybody hit the like, follow, and subscribe button. Like, follow, and subscribe. Everybody hit the like, follow, subscribe.
We take a huge chunk of news from Brooklyn Navy Yard to remind ourselves and our neighbors of what we are complicit in, of what we allow our city to fund. Today, we take it with a renewed sense of urgency, knowing that Prime Precision supplies the occupation forces with the tactical gear worn by the soldiers that carry out the horde that these journalists have been documenting for nearly 2 years. Navy aerials arms the occupation forces with the drone technology used to wipe out entire families with ruthless and unrelenting bloodlust. Shame! Every dollar circulated here is stained with the blood of 4,000 martyrs. 400,000 martyrs against refugees, amputees, and orphans that survived them. We cannot allow Brooklyn Navy Yard to continue supplying, arming, and profiting from genocide in silence. I want to end with the final words of the journalist in the street, written with the full knowledge that his life's work, documenting the crimes of terrorist state whose enemy is the truth, was to be his death sentence. The following was published posthumously upon his assassination by the Zionist execution. This is my will and my final message. If these words reach you, know that Israel has succeeded in killing me and silencing my voice. I have lived through pain in all its details, and I have tasted loss and grief many times, yet I never once hesitated to debate here, exactly as it was, without falsification or distortion, that along and bear witness against those who stay silent, those who accepted our killings, those who suffocated unrest, and those whose hearts were unmoved by the cold bodies of our children and women, and who did nothing to stop the massacre our people have endured for more than a year and a half. I entrust you with Palestine, the soul of the crowd of people, and the heartbeat of every soul in this world. I entrust you with women people and with the strong and innocent children who are not given enough time in life to experience what living will take. You are lying to the crushed thousands of sons of Israeli politicians, torn apart and scattered against the wall. I trust you not to be silenced by shame or held back by orders. You witness towards the liberation of land and people, for the sun of dignity and freedom rises over us. I trust you with my family as well. I trust you with my son and my child. I trust you with my church that I belong to. I trust you with my brother God. I also trust you with my confidence. I trust you guys. I urge you to remind us that the years do not forget God. Do not forget your prayers, your forgiveness. Your mind It's imperative that we come back, that we demonstrate our faith today and every day to honor all that the Zionist entity has killed since October 7th and all more. And us, all Sharif, and all 270 plus martyrs and those plus in our collective struggle for Palestine, beginning with the eviction of Christ we must yell louder! We are grown harder! We were clever, tighter! To honor and occupy will and destiny. As we go about our days, as we plug into work, as we go on our lunch breaks, as we commute home, as we gather with our friends and family. We're here in silence. Do not forget Gaza. Thank you. Free Palestine!
Pray those words in your heart. Make them the reason you come out here every week. Not let yourself feel powerless. We have a cause right here in our backyard. We have one more thing to say. One more thing. Leave in groups if possible, as much as you can. These cops, they follow people out of here who leave individually. They can't do that. Just be careful, alright? See you next
Brooklyn Navy Yards, ladies and gentlemen. This is my first time covering this protest. It's been going on for a while now. This is the first time I've ever came out to cover it. As you can see, it's raining. I think it's like a nor'easter or like remnants of a hurricane. But came out here to cover it nonetheless. So yeah, how can I explain this? So as some of you may know, right, I don't consider myself like an influencer or a public figure or any of those type of things, right? My approach and my standpoint when I'm covering these things, I'm approaching it from a journalistic standpoint. I approach it from a journalistic standpoint, and I'm not, as you can see, like, you know, other people, they kind of give their opinions on what's going on in the protest or how they see it. I'm there strictly as a journalist. I'm there, the majority of the time, I'm quiet, right? You don't even hear from me. The whole point of me covering it is for me to shut my mouth, let you guys see what is happening, and come to conclusions for yourself. It is not for me to tell you guys what you're seeing or how I interpret it or how I want you to interpret it. I close my mouth and I let you guys hear what's going on, and you guys can make your own conclusion. Now, with that also being said, guys, you guys aren't in the know and the understanding of how many people and what type of people watch the channel, right? And what you also have to understand is when you have blue near your name, when you have blue near your name and you're speaking, it can be, and it is, and it has been interpreted as those are my feelings, because people will look and say, oh, well, I was in your chat and you do allow freedom of speech, but I've been noticing the people who are this, who have blue or who are mods, they'll time people out who they don't agree with, or they'll spam their opinion, which, again, it doesn't matter. It's free speech. I have no issue with it. Everybody is free to express themselves. But mind you, again, I'm coming and I'm covering this from I'm in the rain. I have scars on my wrist, right? Scars on my wrist for the fact that I'm not willing to, I don't play with this. I've been charged with multiple felonies, multiple different times. I'm not playing with this. So if you come and you play with it, and then I have to hear and people have to message me about, well, this person said this and that, and they spam this and spam that, you still have the ability to come in and express yourself, just not as a mod. I'm not playing with this. I'm standing out in the rain. I'm getting arrested, taking felonies, going to court over it. By all means, you can play with it from the comfort of your own home and have a ball and say whatever you want. You may not necessarily need to do that as a mod. You understand? I don't want to have to explain your actions or why I'm allowing you to push these thoughts. Or really, for me, it's the negativity. Like if you're having a logical conversation, that's fine, that's cool. But if you're just spamming something hateful or, redundant, it makes no sense. I shouldn't have to explain that. I don't even feel like I should have to say this, but I approach this from a journalistic standpoint, not as a content creator or an influencer or any of that. So just understand, when you do have blue, and hey, people have messaged me and said, hey, David, I don't feel comfortable of being a mod or this, that, and the other, which is fine. I respect that. But yeah, a lot of you don't, and it's not your fault. Like, you're not supposed to know. You don't get the messages and the emails I get, but yeah, as a journalist, you're supposed to be impartial, remain impartial. And again, you guys can be free to say whatever you want. If you're hateful or you dislike something or you want to be negative, you're free to do that. It's still on my channel. I just think this is what I need. I just can't have you be an extension and representation of me. Again, felonies, arrest, in the rain as you see. It's my bus. Perfect timing. So yeah, for your understanding, for anybody confused as to what's going on, why is this, why is that, I'm not playing with this in any shape, form, or fashion. I'm approaching it as a journalist. I'm exercising my First Amendment right. And again, guys, the scars are there. We got fresh scars right there. Got some fresh ones. We got some old ones. It's not a game to me. It's completely not a game. What's up, Scott? So yeah, anybody is free to express themselves, say what they want to say. I still support that, but I can't have you being a representation of me saying certain things, especially just negative and hateful.
Next stop, Madison Avenue and Park Avenue.
And that's it. That's it. But love you guys. We all got scared. Scared of what? No, everybody, guys, you can speak your piece. But if you're just predominantly hateful, I wish, I don't even want to tell you guys, the politicians, the community assemblymen, like, I don't want to name drop. It's not for me to do that. Like, that's, you're supposed to protect your sources as a journalist, and that's, I literally approach this from a journalistic standpoint, not as an influencer, not as a content creator. So, but I get genuinely, I get emails, DMs, texts. I'm like, how did you get my number? How did you get my number? And people have messaged me from a concerned standpoint. So. You don't have to be mine. Oh, how did this guy get over here so quick?
This stop is Madison Avenue and Flushing Avenue.
Kimberly, how you doing, Kim? But yeah, I get you guys don't understand it. It's not for you to get or understand. You wouldn't know because you aren't in my emails or my DMs or my texts, but yeah, I truly approach this from a journalistic standpoint. I try to stay impartial. I have my feelings on the matter, but I think for the most part, none of you really even know what my direct feelings are on what's going on in the Middle East, and it's on purpose. I keep it that way purposely because I want to be able to have conversations with people. You know, whether people are on the Israel side or people are on the Palestine side, when the camera is off and I am able to have a conversation and put it in a point of view or put it in a perspective that somebody who does have a strong standpoint, they could look and they could say, wow, David, like, I understand, like, I feel the way I feel. I'm born on this side of it, but I get what you say, and moving forward, you know,
this stop is Fifth Avenue and Keep Street.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. What you told me, I'm gonna try to keep that in mind. You know, that's my approach. I'm approaching it from a standpoint of peace. I don't want more division in the world. There's already enough division. There's already enough hate. I don't even want to say that. My thing is, you know, as you guys see, we need more accountability for police. They need to be held accountable and held to a higher standard of the law. That is my only hard, strong point that I stand on. But you know, everything else, I'm open and mindful and, you know, able to see it from different standpoints.
Next stop, Fifth Avenue and Clymer Street.
There has to be a winner and a loser. How is there, if there's a loser and a winner, and we all still have to exist on Earth, how is that a win or a loss? To me, it's only a loss. We didn't populate Mars yet. If you don't like what's going on here on Earth, I think it's just a loss. We need to find a way to coexist. Definitely need to find a way to coexist. At the very least, live and let live. Barbara, KP, Jules, Indigo Blue, thank you for giving an unbiased view. You got a great future as a journalist. Don't give up.
Next stop.
Appreciate that, Jules. Thank you. That is my approach to it, guys. And thank you so much for the, what is that, 10 euros or pounds? But that's my approach to it. I'm not gonna break my integrity or my input, my feelings on the matter has no place in it. I go to the events, I go to the protests, I go to the marches or the rallies, and I close my mouth and I let you guys decide for yourself what you feel or what you think. For me, blocking people, timing people out, it only wouldn't, how can I say it? It only, in my point of view, manifests and multiplies the hate. You know, you come, whether hateful or not, you're trying to express yourself and you get silence. Those type of people, they only walk away and think, oh, they couldn't handle my point of view. They couldn't handle the truth.
Next stop.
The truth was too much for them.
Transfer available to be 44 SDS.
Agree or disagree, I like to allow people to express themselves. And when people are blocked, all you do is give me more work to do. I have to now go unblock them, go to my kids. It's a whole big thing. I have three different moderators from YouTube that are they're in the chat. They're overseeing the channel right now. They are overlooking the channel right now. So the comments, it doesn't even get through. It doesn't even get through. The comments that they feel are super inappropriate, I don't even see it. They remove it before it even gets through. So that's what I've been trying to make people understand. Like, I don't need anybody to block anybody. You know what I'm not paying you guys a salary to moderate. I give you guys a wrench because either the community enjoys you, I enjoy you. The conversation, you're a conversation leader, you're a conversation builder, you're a conversation starter. The community really likes you, I really like you, the chat really likes you. I don't need anybody to block anybody. I don't. There's a moderator from YouTube. They're sitting at a computer watching everything going on. And if what you say is too vulgar, it doesn't even get through. There's AI, there's an AI software that certain words that won't even get through. There's a moderator overseeing it. There's an algorithm that watches the word. I don't even need it. They will silence you before any of us ever need to.
Next stop, Hagar Street and Division Avenue.
Again, everybody can play, have a good time.
This stop is Hagar Street and Division Avenue.
These are scars, guys, from what I'm doing, from what I'm out here doing. These are scars. Have fun, have a good time. It's taken on a more serious tone for me. There are things I'm doing that I can't even discuss with you. You guys may possibly read about it in a newspaper, you know what I'm saying? You're an example for all of us. We all connected. Love is the only answer. I appreciate that once again. Jules, appreciate that. But yeah, guys.
Next stop, Broadway and
Shout out
North
to
Street.
Jules. I appreciate
Transfers available to the
the
train
super
and
chat so
trains.
much.
B32,
It is all taking on a more
B39,
serious
B46,
tone for me, guys.
Q54 and Q59.
There's legal things happening in the background. Federal levels, state levels. There are a lot of things going on that you guys may not be privy of, and I mean, I could share, but it wouldn't be wise. I want to do less talking and more action, so there will be
This stop
certain
is
points where
Broadway
you
and
guys will
Norland
see.
Street.
Yes, thank you so much, Jules. Shout out to Jules. But yeah, I'm out here in the rain. You understand? I'm in the rain.
Bedford Avenue
I
and
have
Broadway.
scars. I have scars from this. I'm front and center. I'm getting mobbed, punched in the face, hit with batons, arrested, my freedom taken away. So forgive me for taking on a more serious tone. You know, things have gotten much more serious. You guys are welcome to have as much fun as you want, joke as much as you want, but for me it's not a game. I've bled over this, lost freedom over this, sweat over this. Not saying that anybody has to take it more serious, but I am personally taking it more seriously.
This stop is Bedford Avenue and Broadway.
But appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. 138 likes, guys. Thank you for that. A big shout out to Jules. Thank you so much for the donations. Highly, highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I'm about peace and love. Peace and love. I'm not gonna perpetuate hate. I'm not gonna champion it. Honestly, it's the quickest way to lose me. Quickest way. I'm looking and I'm just like seeing hate and hate and hate, and it gets to the point
Bedford Avenue and South 4th Street.
where I look at your comment and I'm not even gonna read it anymore. It's like, oh, this is somebody who's just joking with it, or somebody who's spreading a hateful message. I just stopped tuning in. Like, I tune you out. Jules, have a good night and thank you so much. Like, you're free to say as much hateful and joking things as you want, but I start to tune you out. Just being honest.
This stop is Bedford Avenue and South 4th Street.
Stay out of the way, you stay out of my way. Prime Minister Chris, you stay out of my way. Or get in the way. See how it works for you. You don't even gotta get out the way. I'll get you out of my way.
Next stop, Bedford Avenue and South 2nd Street.
But I hope everybody's having a good evening. My bad, bro. I saw one message.
This stop is Bedford Avenue and South 2nd Street.
Could be interpreted either way. gotta be more specific. I look down, I see your messages. It looks like you're telling me to get out of the way, or to stay out of the way. It's cold in New York. I don't know. It's raining.
Next stop, Bedford Avenue and Grand Street.
From Rochester. Much respect. Nice and quiet up there. Nice and quiet. Rochester, Westchester, White Plains. What am I gonna eat? What am I gonna eat? That's the question.
This stop is Bedford Avenue and Grand Street.
Hope you're doing good, homie. Go eat some deep dish. Appreciate you, Chad. Thank you.
Bedford Avenue and North 3rd Street.
Chad with the 2. Appreciate you,
Hello,
Chad.
everyone. Welcome to the
I haven't even been in with everything going on.
We have redesigned
I don't even get to
buses
see anything
to
anymore.
bring you service that's more
Harlem Mike?
more reliable, and
I haven't even got to check out his channel in the longest amount of time. I'm so wrapped up in so many different things, it's not even believable. It's not even believable. There's a
This
protest.
stop is Bedford Avenue and North 3rd
There's
Street.
a protest coming up Thursday. No. Saturday. So, I'll be live Saturday for a protest. Saturday. I think it should be a pretty big one. Couple cockroaches blocking a bus stop. Wow. Just block the bus stop. Nobody needs to. Forget it for our old lady.
Next
Oh,
stop,
look at this
Bedford
person.
Avenue and North 5th Street.
Forget if one of these elderly people want to get off in a bus stop. They could just block it. So he gotta walk in the street. Or she, I can't tell. And that's the funny thing, right? People think I walk around. Like, all you gotta do is walk a.
This stop
Like,
is
I'm not
Bedford Avenue and
looking
North 5th Street.
for the cops breaking the law. All you gotta do is simply walk around, mind your business, and you'll find cops breaking the law. Like, I'm not looking for them to break the law. All I have to do is walk around,
Next stop,
and I'll
Bedford
find
Avenue
them
and North
breaking the
8th
law.
Street. Transfer available to the L train. Please exit through the rear door.
What are we gonna eat? Should I get Domino's? Should I
This
cook?
stop is Bedford Avenue and North 8th
What
Street.
should I do?
Doors open. Doors closed.
Somebody's, I think Anixa said Chinese. Chinese. Maureen, I'm always in court. I'm always in court. Always. Look, blocking another bus stop. What the?
Next stop, Bedford Avenue and North 9th Street.
I live in a small town. There's at least 30% of the cops
This
are
stop is
corrupt.
Bedford Avenue and North 9th Street.
I believe that. Chinese, yeah. Alexa said, I don't know, should I get Chinese?
Next stop, Bedford Avenue and North 12th Street.
I don't know what to do. I want to eat something good though. Something filling. I guess we'll see. Domino's? I'm thinking about it. I'm considering Domino's. Should I be black and get KFC?
This stop is
Should I be
Bedford
black?
Avenue and North 12th Street.
KFC is so expensive for no reason.
Next stop,
I
Nassau
don't think I'm
Avenue
getting
and Manhattan Avenue.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. It's expensive for no reason. Nah, I don't. Where do I like fried chicken from? I like fried chicken from really Popeyes. Like Popeyes is number one, KFC number two. I'm not that big on fried chicken. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I'm not the biggest fried connoisseur of fried chicken. I know it's hard to believe. I'm serious. I don't like mashed potatoes. I don't like mac and
This stop is
cheese.
Nassau Avenue and Manhattan Avenue.
I don't like mac and cheese, potato salad. What is it? Macaroni and cheese. I don't do that. All that stuff that the blacks like, the blacks love. I don't eat it. Potato salad, mac and cheese,
Next stop,
corn
Manhattan
on the
Avenue
cob.
and
I don't like
Rowan
corn on
Avenue.
the. I don't like none of that stuff. You're weird. I don't need collard greens, grits. I don't do those. Collard greens, grits. I do like cornbread. I do like cornbread. Nah, I don't like spaghetti. I like garlic bread. I like garlic. I don't like spaghetti. I don't like corn on the cob, potato salad, mashed potatoes. I don't do that.
This stop is Manhattan Avenue and Rowan Avenue. Next stop,
Nope,
Manhattan
don't like mac
Avenue
and
and
cheese.
Rowan Avenue.
Might have had it like once or twice in my life. Don't like it.
This
I don't
stop
like
is
spaghetti.
Manhattan Avenue and Rowan Avenue.
I'm Australian and I'm shocked. Do you drink soup? I like chicken soup. Chicken noodle soup. What do I eat? I like steak. I like pizza. I like Asian food a lot. Like I like fried rice.
This stop is Manhattan
Like
Avenue
lo
and
mein.
Collier Street.
Lo mein. I like things. I like a lot of Asian food. Like pizza. I like cornbread. I like cornbread. Cornbread with butter or strawberry jelly. Nice buttered cornbread. I like that.
Manhattan Avenue and Greenpoint Avenue. Transfer available to B24.
You don't like Asian food? You know a Jewish deli we can try? You know what I really like? I like, you know, like roasted chicken, but like the rotisserie. Like if you ever go to Colombia, they have the rotisserie chicken, but the juices that fall off the chicken, like they have like a fountain waterfall where like the juice falls down and it comes up and it drips back onto the chicken. Like I don't like dry chicken. I like juicy, moist that chicken that they do in Colombia. I like juicy, falling off the bone chicken like that. I like rotisserie chicken. I don't like dry chicken. It gotta be juicy. It's crazy. Like next time I go, I gotta take a video for you guys. The juices fall off, and they have like a water fountain, like
This stop is
a
Manhattan
waterfall,
Avenue and Greenpoint Avenue.
a waterfall of chicken grease, and the juice comes up and falls on the chicken.
Next stop, Manhattan Avenue and India Street.
And then they take a spoon of the juice, of the chicken juice, and they pour it on the chicken. When they take it off and cut it up for you, they pour the chickens. You know, black. That's my one black stereotype. I do like some chicken, but who don't? They try to make fun of black people. Like we love chicken. Who don't like chicken? Besides these vegans and
Next
vegetarians.
stop, Green Street and Manhattan
Who
Avenue.
don't like chicken? What do you like?
This stop is Green Street and Manhattan Avenue.
Black people like chicken. Who don't like chicken? Besides these vegan creeps and vegetarian creeps. Who doesn't like chicken? Really gets my gears grinding, you know? It really grinds my gears. The blacks like the chicken. Who doesn't like chicken? You think God don't like chicken? God is probably up there eating a nice fat chicken right now. And he know he shouldn't be doing it because he made the chicken, but he's eating some chicken right now, I guarantee it. Even Allah, like Allah don't like pork, but he's down with chicken. You get what I mean? Like who doesn't like chicken? Putting it on the blacks, like just we like chicken. Only us. We are the eaters of all the chickens. We're just going around massacring chickens alone.
Next stop, McGinnis Boulevard and Freeman Street.
I like pork. You guys know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. I had too much wine last night. Woke up feeling like crap. Also, I had so much, guys. My Instagram has been going so absurdly insane. Instagram told me, they said, I'm paying for viewers. I paid a agency. My cheap ass paid an agency to buy. I didn't even pay for a blue check on IG. I'm gonna pay for an agency to promote. That's how much success I'm having on IG, that they restricted my account and said I pay for viewers. Or I paid an agency to buy viewers. That's how much, and I'm flattered, by the way. Like I'm like, wow, that's how good I'm doing. But yeah, so on IG right now, I can't comment. I can't like other posts. It's insane right now. I can't save posts. They've completely restricted my account. It's actually not awesome. They're restricting my account. Yeah, my account is completely restricted. What should I eat? Like, realistically, what should I eat? Terrible weather, good view. Rain or shine, gotta get up and get out there. Gotta get up. Ooh, what gyro does. The thing is, right? I used to always like, I used to crave, well, sometimes I still do crave halal, right? But they don't want to give me the, like, I'm willing to pay. So I like to get a chicken over rice. And then I'll pay for the pita breads. But they want to give me the pita bread chopped in half. And it's like, no, I want to make my own little gyros with chicken, rice, and lettuce. But he's like, no, we already cut it. I'm like, no, bro, like, you have the gyro bread right there. You cook it and you give me a whole gyro. Like, I don't want the one that you already cut up. So you just don't get my money. If I can't get what I want, I'm just not gonna get it from you. Chinese. The thing is, the crazy thing is, I'm going to a Chinatown, or I have to pass through a Chinatown, but they don't have any good Chinese food in that area. Like, at least Americanized good Chinese food, you know? So that's why I'm not gonna get it. There is one, but it's far. Like, it's far. There is one good Chinese, but it's far. Philly cheese, there's not any good Philly cheese, but I had a Jersey Mike's the other day. It was banging. Had a nice Jersey Mike's sub. It's expensive as hell, $20 for chili Philly cheese, but it was good. I'll probably just get pizza. Who am I kidding? Who am I trying to fool? I think I'm almost at my stop.
This stop is Jackson Avenue, Pulaski, PR.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I want pizza. I can feel it. Feel a pizza. I just used the free pizza on Domino's, but I'm close. I'm close to another free pizza. I think I had 90 points. I had 90 points. I used 60. So what do I have, like 30? I need 30 more points for a free pizza.
Next stop, Jackson Avenue and 21st Street. Transfers available to the 7 train in Q67. This stop is Jackson Avenue and 21st Street. Next stop, Jackson Avenue and Davis Street.
Man, that's probably what I'm gonna
Transfers
get.
available to the 7, E, G&M trains in Q69.
I just don't like
Please
when they
exit
make
through the
it.
rear door.
I don't like my Domino's crispy. I like it more on the doughy side. It's this one.
NYCC. Always consistently say so. Thank you for writing this.
This stop is Jackson Avenue and Davis Street.
Long Island City, ladies and gents, Long Island City. She used to be like a slum. Build it up quite nice. You have to cross the street to get in here? How you get in this joint? Oh, you can get in right here. Why are there so many people?
Rushing Main Street bound 7 local train. The next stop is Queensboro Plaza.
I could have got on that train, but it was just so crowded. I don't like people all up on me, you know? I'd rather wait for the next train and not have people breathing on me. Breathing on me.
There is a local 7 train to Flushing Main Street. Approaching the station, please
Oh,
stand
see?
away from the platform.
We got another one coming right now. That's why you wait, guys. That's why you wait. You never know what's right around the corner. Literally right there. while you wait for the next one. Have a little patience. Exercise a little restraint. You know?
This is Flushing Main Street bound 7 local train. The next stop is Queensboro Plaza.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Take this off so I don't get so much attention. Over here we're gonna get a little bit of bad service. This area is like terrible. The next stop, we're gonna have a little bit of bad service, but we'll be back. Kimberly in the house, Essay, Anixa,
This is Queensboro Plaza.
Gabrielle,
An accessible station with an elevator that
Jim,
has a ramp
Jim with a G.
Transfer is available to the N and W trains.
Yeah, Essay, what's the problem? Have a little pizza. Have a little pizza. What's wrong? A little pizza, a little workout. Nothing wrong with that. Not to be a bad influence or anything, but what's wrong with that? Oh, you're boxing? Boxing class? I say handing out eye jammies.
This is Flushing.
Kimberly, you're a Hallie girl? I did not know that.
The next stop is
Thank you for letting me know.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I figured you must have been somebody, because it's the only way you would have a wrench, but I did not know you were a Hallie girl. I'll try to remember that. Yeah, you guys are very confusing with the different names. Very, very confusing. No problem, no worries. No worries.
This is 37th Street.
Hello, everyone. The MTA is hiring. We're looking to hire some talented individuals as bus operators, skilled tradesmen, and for positions in vehicle, labor, occupational health, and engineering technology. For more information on openings, events,
Have a great night, you too, Magpie. Thank you for hanging out with us for a bit.
Apply to work with MTA.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of times like I'm like, man, I could really go for Domino's right now. But then there's a protest, and I'm like, you can't eat a whole Domino's pie and then go to a
Clear
protest.
of the closing doors, please.
I mean, I could do it, but it would be like the most painful thing ever. It's actually best not to eat before I go to a protest. Have a good night, Maggie girl. I was just saying thank you to the 147 people that hit the like button. Thank you. We're 3 away from 150. 3 likes away from 150. But thank you to everybody who did hit it. Appreciate y'all.
I'm a New York City student. Subway surfing film. It destroys lives and families. It's never worked. Ride inside, stay alive.
This is a Flushing Main Street bound 7 local train. The next stop is 46th Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I think I'm gonna end this, guys. I think I'm gonna end it. I love you guys, though. What are your plans for the day? Relax. Just relax. Instagram kind of put me on timeout. They didn't put me in timeout, but they made it not fruitful at the moment to put anything out, so I don't think I will. But follow me on X, David New York NYC. The ferrets? You have ferrets? Nice. I don't have any pets. No time for them. But have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys
Main Street bound
Saturday.
Local train.
Saturday.
The next stop
2 girls and 2 boys.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I would say send me a baby, but they would starve. I'd never be around to feed them. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna eat, guys. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I love you guys. God bless everybody. Peace out. I'll see you guys, alright? Peace.